Hello everybody. This is going to be a continuation of what we started last week. I have been working in between so that we don't get stuck on it for a long time, because that can happen. And I am using a magnifying glass for parts of it. But I think you're going to be pleased with the progress, and then we're going to make more progress today. And here's what I've been doing. These right here. These are number 20. I try to switch, around the canvas, because otherwise I get my hands in the wet paint or smear paint where it shouldn't be, which that happens sometimes anyway. But I've been using the little, for the most part, I've been using the little ones that came with it. But anyway, I'm about ready to change one. After a while, they do get a little bit mushy. And with these tiny little parts on some of this. But anyway, this is number 20, and it's very dark. And I've got a lot of it done out here in the ocean part. And I've got just a few of that left to do down here. And then I think I will move up into the trees for today. This is so fun looking, and it's in my store, and there's the address up there. Just go and give it a look and see if you want to get it. There's a lot of different colors down here, but we're going to move on up into the trees. We have had a request to paint on one of these canvases that I'm going to reuse, to paint one black and paint dandelions. And that sounds like a really nice challenge. You think of dandelions as like weeds around here, but lots of places that's food. I keep feeling like I'm getting my arm in something wet, but yet I don't ever see anything on my arm. Maybe it's just cool. Cool to the touch. Oh, these tiny spaces. We have a brand new great-granddaughter. She was born at 3 something this morning. I'd have to look that up again. But she's a chunky thing. So was her big sister. But we are so happy. Our grandson sent pictures. So they're in Beatrice, north of us. Place where we go to get groceries, or Joe goes. That's a 15. That's what I'm doing is 15. Ugh. I'm doing is 15s. This is 15. That's 11. Yeah, I think I got it on that end. Joe is over with his brother. He took a tumble. And he had a hard time getting to his pants pocket to call Joe and help him get up. It was, it's a little scary to hear that. He come home and told me what he got his brother on his bed, and anyway, his son's going to be down after work around 6 o'clock. But I said, you get back over there. Joe said, well, I was wondering, but he said to go home. And I said, no, you get back over there. He doesn't need to really do anything unless something, starts going haywire. But that's why you go, is just to sit with them and talk and make sure they're coherent. And still doing 15. Just making sure I don't go in the wrong place. Joe made a runs of casserole last night, and it was so good. And he made a big one, so we get to eat the rest of it tonight. What he does is he used 2 pounds of hamburger in this one. It's like, jeez. Big head of coleslaw, or not, a big bunch of coleslaw. He got a coleslaw mix. But anyway, bunch of cabbage. And pounds of hamburger. It's like, wow. But he uses crescent rolls, and he will line the bottom of the pan, and then he'll put his mixture of cooked beef and cabbage and whatever else he puts in there. And he'll put another layer of crescent rolls on top, and man, it is good. I'm sure he puts other stuff in there, like if he doesn't have fresh onion, I'm sure he puts onion flakes. Anyway, our new great-granddaughter's name is Ellie Mae. It's a name that's kind of coming back. My sister has a granddaughter out in Washington State, and they named her Ellie Mae. I told the kids that, but they didn't seem to think it was going to be any kind of problem. I mean, she does live clear out, clear out in Washington State, and they don't come back this way very often. My sister and her bunch go out there to visit them, but it's not very often that he's able to bring the kids back here with him or even come back here. Okay. I'm ready to change to something else. Right there. If I get something with some contrast to what's around it, then it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. Because like when I painted these off camera because they're just so much the same color that it would have been kind of tedious. I mean, they're going to come out being very nice because of the colors they are, that the maker picked, but when it comes to actually painting them and you're trying to do it on a video, it's a little bit tedious, I would think, to sit there and watch something that looks like the same color all the time. I was watching a tutorial one time on different shapes and stuff but one thing he said is we try to hold our paintbrush like a pencil, and it doesn't give us the control we need, that we should always do it this way. And guess what? I keep finding myself holding it like a pencil. And then I remember, and I do have better control. And right now I'm not having to use a magnifying glass, and I'm in little spots again. Hi, giving myself a break. Ugh. It's these little tiny ones. I don't usually put tiny spaces in my paintings. But, I don't know, maybe I should, but I don't see others doing a lot of that either. I like mixing things, but this is where I am. I am going to do a lot of those little dinky itty bitty ones, probably off camera. Probably. And then there's 5 right there's a good space that I might, but we're going to work on this again tomorrow, but I'll work a little bit of it offline too. I've got some fairly good sized ones up in the trees that we can work on, that you'll see, and then I'll just probably do the short on Thursday. You'll just see. I'll show you I'll show you hopefully the end product. So, but I think this is enough for today. My eyes are balking. They don't like me for this, for any more today. Anyway, so we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and don't be afraid to call for help. We're so thankful that Monty did call Joe for help, and he was outside. I picked up the phone, and it sounded kind of distant, but I didn't realize it because he can be a little quiet sometimes. And when I handed the phone to Joe, I was just kind of doing something else. And he said, "Did you hear what we said?" And I said, "No, I really didn't pay attention." He said, "Monty's on the floor and he can't get up." And I guess there was quite the to-do getting him up, but I'm just so glad that he did get to his phone and he did call. So it's scary. Joe gets afraid when I fall, and I tried to keep my balance as best I could, but he slipped. It was a slip and fall is what it was. So anyway, love all of you. Take care of yourselves. Smile, that's your best makeup. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.